The text arrived during the keynote. You need to come home. Now. Kendra Laurent didn't look at her phone. She was backstage at the National Medical Innovation Summit, waiting for her introduction, smoothing non-existent wrinkles from her ivory-sheath dress. Through the curtain gap, she could see 2,000 attendees. Physicians, researchers, journalists. Her phone buzzed again. Kendra, please. It's about what Mother said. It's everywhere. She silenced it. On stage, the moderator was speaking. Our next presenter has revolutionized pediatric cardiac care through AI-assisted diagnostics. Her algorithm has saved over 300 children's lives in its first year of implementation alone. Please welcome Dr. Kendra Laurent, founder and CEO of Heartbridge Technologies. Applause rolled through the convention hall like thunder. Kendra walked out into the light. She did not rush, did not smile too wide, just moved with the quiet precision she'd learned over 34 years. The walk that said she belonged everywhere, even when she was the only Black woman in the room. Especially then. The presentation was flawless. 40 minutes on machine learning models that could predict congenital heart defects in utero with 97% accuracy. Graphics showing survival rate improvements. Video testimonials from parents whose children were alive because of technology she'd built in a Cambridge apartment while completing her cardiology fellowship. Standing ovation. She accepted it with a nod. Professional, grateful, controlled. Backstage, her phone had 17 missed calls, all from her husband. 72 hours earlier, the Laurent family dinner happened the first Sunday of every month. Kendra had tried to skip this one. Work emergency, she told Marcus. Investor call that couldn't be moved. Please, he'd said, those brown eyes doing the thing that still worked after 6 years of marriage. She's been asking about you. I think she's trying. She'd wanted to believe him. The Laurent estate in Westchester was all old money and older grudges. White columns, manicured hedges, portraits of ancestors who'd made their fortune in shipping and never let anyone forget it. Marcus's mother, Vivian, answered the door herself. The housekeeper's night off, she'd explained, though Kendra suspected it was strategic. Vivian liked controlling every detail. Kendra, air kisses, European style. Vivian's perfume was suffocating. That's an interesting choice. Kendra had worn a navy wrap dress. Elegant. Appropriate. Interesting meant wrong. You look lovely, Mrs. Laurent. Vivian, please. You've been family for 6 years. The word family landed like a challenge. Marcus appeared, kissed his mother's cheek, squeezed Kendra's hand. Where's Dad? Study. Conference call with Singapore. Vivian led them to the dining room. It's just us. Intimate. Intimate meant outnumbered. Dinner was Dover sole and microaggressions. How's your little medical project? Vivian asked, for pausing over asparagus. Heartbridge is doing well. We just secured Series B funding. How much? Marcus's father, Roger, had appeared. Tall, silver-haired, expressions rationed like oxygen. 42 million. His eyebrows lifted. Barely. Impressive. For a startup. For a startup. For you. For someone like you. The subtext was deafening. We're presenting at the National Medical Innovation Summit next week, Marcus said, pride warming his voice. Kendra's keynoting. Vivian's wine glass paused mid-sip. National television? It's streamed, Kendra said. And yes, some networks cover it. Something flickered across Vivian's face. Well, that's quite a platform. The word platform sounded like threat. Conversation moved on. Roger's golf game. Vivian's charity gala. Marcus's work at the architectural firm. Projects that mattered because they bore the Laurent name. Kendra ate in practiced silence. Then Vivian set down her fork with deliberate precision. Kendra, dear, have you given more thought to what we discussed? Kendra's jaw tightened. We didn't discuss anything. About children. Starting a family. Marcus's hand found Kendra's knee under the table. Warning or support. Sometimes she couldn't tell. We're focused on our careers right now, Kendra said evenly. Of course. But you're 34. Biology doesn't wait, even for ambitious women. Vivian's smile was surgical. And naturally, there are considerations. Genetic screening, that sort of thing. When mixing different backgrounds. The air crystallized. Marcus's hand tightened. Mother. What? I'm being practical. Roger, you understand. Medical realities. Roger studied his plate. Kendra set down her fork. Carefully. Gently. So it wouldn't shake. Excuse me, she said. I need some air. She stood. walked to the powder room, locked the door, did not cry, just stood there, breathing, staring at herself in the gilt-edged mirror. She was pulling herself together when she heard voices. The powder room shared a wall with Roger's study. Vivian's voice, sharp and carrying, absolutely mortified Roger. National television? Do you know what people will say? She's accomplished, Viv. Let it go. She's an embarrassment. I've tried, God knows I've tried, to help her understand how this family operates. But she insists on these public spectacles, as if we need that kind of attention. Kendra's hands gripped the marble sink. Marcus should have married the Whitmore girl. Alexandra understood discretion, understood her place. Vivian. Instead he brings home this. A pause, searching for a word cruel enough. She's determined to make us all look like we're performing tolerance. Silence. Then Roger. You're being ugly. I'm being honest. Kendra unlocked the door, walked back to the dining room, collected her purse. Marcus stood. Ken, I have early meetings. I'll take a car. I'll drive you, stay? Enjoy dessert with your family. She was gone before he could argue. Now, backstage at the summit, Kendra finally opened her husband's texts. The first was an article link. Viral video exposes racism in elite circles. The second was a video clip. She pressed play. Her own voice. I need some air. Then Vivian's. She's an embarrassment. Performing tolerance. He should have married the Whitmore girl. Every word. Crystal clear. Time-stamped. Verified. 17 million views. Kendra's phone buzzed again. Marcus calling. This time she answered. Where did you get this? Kendra's voice was steady. Too steady. Marcus sounded wrecked. I don't know. It's everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, news sites. Someone recorded her. Ken, I'm so sorry. Someone recorded your mother being herself. She didn't mean. Yes. She did. Silence crackled between them. I'm handling it, Marcus said finally. I called the lawyers. We can issue a statement. Say it was taken out of context. What context makes embarrassment acceptable? Kendra, please. Come home. We'll figure this out together. She looked at her reflection in the backstage mirror. Poised. Professional. The woman who'd just received a standing ovation from 2,000 of her peers. I have investor meetings tomorrow. I'll be home Wednesday. Ken. She ended the call. Her publicist appeared, breathless. Dr. Laurent, we need to talk about response strategy. The video's trending. TMZ wants a statement. So does CNN. No statements. But I said what I needed to say on stage. That's enough. The publicist hesitated. The Laurent family released something. Just now. She showed Kendra her tablet. A statement from Vivian Laurent, posted to the Family Foundation's website. I deeply regret that a private conversation was recorded and shared without consent. My words were thoughtless and hurtful. I have the utmost respect for my daughter-in-law's accomplishments and am committed to repairing our relationship through actions, not words. Kendra read it twice. Regret that it was recorded, not regret for saying it. Dr. Laurent? The publicist waited. No comment, Kendra said. I have work to do. The work didn't stop. Tuesday morning, breakfast meeting with Cleveland Clinic about licensing the algorithm. Tuesday afternoon, Series B closing paperwork. Tuesday evening, panel discussion on healthcare equity. Her phone never stopped buzzing. Reporters, advocacy groups, strangers offering support, strangers offering worse. Marcus called 6 times. She answered once. Mom wants to apologize. In person. I don't want her apology. Kendra, she's trying to contain damage. There's a difference. What do you want me to do? Good question. She'd spent 6 years trying to answer it. 6 years of family dinners and subtle corrections. 6 years of being introduced as Marcus's wife before the doctor. 6 years of Vivian steering conversations away from Kendra's work and toward acceptable topics, recipes, vacation homes, which charities she supported. 6 years of being tolerated. I want you to decide whose side you're on, Kendra said. I'm on your side. Always. Then prove it. She hung up. Wednesday afternoon, Kendra returned to Boston. Their brownstone and back bay smelled like Marcus's cooking. Garlic, rosemary, something Italian. He was trying. He met her at the door. Pulled her close. She let him. For a moment. I missed you, he said into her hair. Your mother called me an embarrassment on camera. I know. She said you should have married Alexandra Whitmore. I married you. I'd marry you again tomorrow. Kendra pulled back, looked at him, really looked. At the man she'd fallen for during their residencies, when he'd brought her coffee during 30-hour shifts, and actually listened when she talked about her research. You married me, but you didn't defend me. I did. You told her mother in a tone that meant please stop. You didn't tell her she was wrong. You didn't leave. You stayed for dessert. Marcus's face crumpled. I should have left with you. You're right. I kept thinking if I stayed calm, didn't escalate, she'd eventually come around. She won't. People like your mother don't come around. They just get better at hiding it. Then what do we do? Kendra set down her back, walked to the window. Their street was quiet, tree-lined, expensive. I got an offer yesterday, she said. Stanford wants me to head their pediatric innovation lab. Full professorship. Equity in the university's medical ventures fund. She felt Marcus tense behind her. California. 3,000 miles from your family. Yes. That's not fair. What's not fair is spending 6 years being made to feel like I'm the problem. Like my success is somehow inappropriate. Like I should be grateful your family tolerates me. I don't feel that way. But you let them. The words hung there. Marcus moved to stand beside her. What do you need from me? Honesty. Do you want to keep trying with them? Keep showing up for dinners where on the diversity checkbox? No. Do you want to keep living close enough that your mother drops by unannounced and critiques my hair, my clothes, my career? No. Then what do you want? Marcus took her hand. You. Just you. Wherever that means we go. Kendra studied his face, searching for the crack, the hesitation. Found none. Stanford wants an answer by Friday, she said. Then let's talk about it. Really talk. Not as Laurent family politics, but as us. And your mother? She can apologize or she can accept that we're done pretending. She'll never apologize. Not really. I know. Marcus's voice was quiet. Sad. Certain. So we make a choice. We keep letting her proximity poison us, or we build something she can't touch. Kendra leaned into him. Just slightly. I need you to understand what you're choosing. Your family won't forgive this. They already chose. When Mom said what she said. When Dad stayed silent. When neither of them ever once made you feel welcome. He kissed her temple. I'm choosing you. I should have done it 6 years ago. Thursday morning, Kendra woke to her phone exploding. New video. Another clip from that dinner, released by the same anonymous source. This one showed the moment after Kendra left. Marcus, standing. That was unacceptable. Vivian. Oh, don't be dramatic. She'll get over it. Marcus. She shouldn't have to get over racism from my own mother. Racism? Please. I have black friends. You have black staff. That's not the same thing. Roger, finally speaking. Marcus, your mother spoke poorly. But airing family business. Kendra didn't air anything. You did. By treating her like she's beneath us. Vivian's face going hard. Watch your tone. Or what? You'll disinherit me? Cut me off. Marcus's laugh was bitter. I make my own money, mother. I don't need yours. And I sure as hell don't need this family if being part of it means watching my wife suffer. The video ended. 23 million views. Kendra read the comments. Thousands of them. Support. Rage. People tagging news outlets, demanding accountability. And one comment, pinned by the anonymous poster. Silence protects abusers. Sunlight disinfects. More coming. Marcus appeared in the bedroom doorway, coffee in each hand. Did you see? I saw. Kendra took a cup. Who's doing this? I don't know. Mom's losing her mind. She thinks it's the housekeeper, but Elena's been with them for 15 years. She'd never. Kendra's phone rang. Unknown number. She answered on speaker. Dr. Laurent? This is Vanessa Chen from The Times. We're running a piece on power, privilege, and racism in elite families. Would you be willing to comment? No comment. We have 3 other sources. Women who've experienced similar treatment from Mrs. Laurent. One is preparing to go on record about racial discrimination at the Laurent Foundation charity events. Kendra met Marcus's eyes. Still no comment, she said. But thank you for letting me know. She ended the call. Marcus set down his coffee. It's not stopping. No. She's going to blame you. She already does. Ken, I'm calling Stanford, Kendra said. Today, I'm accepting. Marcus exhaled slowly, then nodded. Okay. You're brilliant. They're lucky to have you. And he took her free hand. I make buildings. I can make them anywhere. Kendra felt something loosen in her chest. Something she hadn't realized was clenched. You're sure? I've never been more sure of anything. The Times piece ran Friday morning. Behind the pearls. How elite philanthropy masks everyday racism. 3 women. All former Laurent Foundation board members. All women of color. All with identical stories. Vivian Laurent's concerns about their ability to represent the foundation publicly. Suggestions they stick to behind-the-scenes work. Comments about hair, clothing, speech patterns. A pattern. Documented. Undeniable. By noon, the Laurent Foundation had lost 4 major donors. By 3 p.m., Vivian had resigned as chair. By 5 p.m., Marcus and Kendra were on a plane to California. Stanford offered everything Vivian's world never would. Respect without caveat, opportunity without apology, colleagues who valued her mind before questioning her presence. The lab was state-of-the-art. Her team was diverse, brilliant, hungry to push boundaries. Marcus joined a firm in San Francisco, designing sustainable housing. He was lighter somehow, freer. They bought a craftsman in Palo Alto with a garden and a view and no portraits of disapproving ancestors. 3 months after the move, Marcus's father called. Kendra was in her home office when she heard Marcus's voice from the kitchen. "I don't know, Dad. That's not really my decision." She appeared in the doorway. Marcus looked at her, questioning. She shook her head. "She's not interested," Marcus said into the phone. "And honestly, neither am I. No, I don't think time will change anything. Because actions matter. And hers were clear. I know she's your wife. Kendra's mine. I picked my side." He listened for another moment. "I love you too, Dad. But I'm done pretending this is fixable. If Mom wants a relationship with us, she needs to do the actual work. Not PR statements. Not lawyers. Real change. Real accountability. Yeah, take care of yourself." He ended the call. Looked at Kendra. "You okay?" she asked. "Yeah. Surprisingly, yeah." 6 months after the move, Heartbridge Technologies announced a partnership with the Gates Foundation. Global implementation. 20 countries. Projected impact. Thousands of lives saved annually. Kendra's face was on the cover of Forbes. The Quiet Revolutionary. How Dr. Kendra Laurent is rewriting pediatric care. The article mentioned her background. Howard undergrad. Hopkins Medical School. MIT Engineering Fellowship. A mind that saw connections others missed. It did not mention Vivian Laurent. It didn't need to. 1 year after the move, Kendra delivered the commencement address at Howard. She stood before 2,000 graduates, young, black, brilliant, ready, and told them the truth. You will enter rooms where you're underestimated, where your credentials will be questioned, where your presence alone will make people uncomfortable. Silence. Recognition. You will be told to be patient, to wait your turn, to prove yourself twice as hard for half the recognition. She paused. Here's what I learned. You don't owe anyone your silence. You don't owe anyone your smallness. You were not made to fit into spaces that diminish you. Applause started. Build your own tables. Fund your own ventures. Create spaces where brilliance is recognized regardless of who carries it. And when people show you who they are, believe them. Then move accordingly. Standing ovation. After, a young woman approached. Nervous. Bright-eyed. "Dr. Laurent? I'm starting a biotech company. We're working on sickle cell interventions. I wondered if, I know you're busy, but if you ever consult or mentor." Kendra smiled. "Send me your pitch deck. Emails on the Heartbridge site." Really? I'll read it myself." The young woman's eyes shone. "Thank you. This means everything." Kendra squeezed her shoulder gently. "Build something extraordinary. That's all the thanks I need." That night, in their Palo Alto home, Marcus cooked dinner while Kendra reviewed pitch decks at the kitchen table. "How many?" he asked, setting down wine. "Today? 12. This week? 47. You can't fund them all." "No, but I can read them all. Respond to them all. Make sure nobody feels invisible." Marcus kissed the top of her head. "You know you're funding your own foundation essentially." "Maybe I am." She'd been thinking about it. A fund specifically for women of color in medical technology. No pedigree requirements. No proximity to elite networks. Just brilliant minds and solutions that deserve backing. "I think you should do it," Marcus said, reading her mind. "It'll be expensive. You're worth $180 million. You can afford it." Kendra smiled. The Heartbridge acquisition by a major pharmaceutical company had closed last month. She'd kept enough equity to maintain creative control. Sold enough to be permanently, independently wealthy. Vivian Laurent's worst nightmare. Kendra didn't need the Laurent name, money, or approval. She never had. What would we call it? Marcus asked. Something simple. Clear. Kendra thought for a moment. The visibility font. For founders who deserve to be seen. Perfect. 2 years after the move, Kendra received a letter. Physical mail. Expensive stationery. Vivian's handwriting. Kendra, I won't insult you with apologies you won't believe. I will say this, I was wrong. About you. About what you represented. About what it would mean for our family to embrace you fully. You didn't just survive my cruelty. You flourished beyond anything I imagined possible. Watching your success has been instructive. Humbling. I don't expect reconciliation. I do hope you know that Marcus's happiness has never been more evident. Whatever I cost him in proximity, you've given him in peace. That was always the better choice. Kendra read it twice. Then she filed it away. Not forgiveness, but acknowledgement. Sometimes that was enough. 5 years after the move, Marcus and Kendra stood in their backyard. The Visibility Fund had backed 18 companies. 12 were thriving. 2 had gone public. Heartbridge's algorithm had saved over 4,000 lives. Kendra had testified before Congress on healthcare equity. Marcus had designed affordable housing that won international awards. They built a life that reflected their values, not someone else's tolerance. Do you ever regret it? Marcus asked, wine glass catching sunset. Leaving. All of it. The fight. The exposure. Going public. Kendra considered. I regret that it was necessary. I don't regret the outcome. Me neither. They stood in comfortable silence. Your dad called, Marcus said eventually. Asked if we'd consider Christmas dinner. Said Mom's been in therapy. Real therapy, not PR coaching. What did you say? That I'd ask you. Kendra sipped her wine. Maybe. If she understands it's on our terms. In our home. With clear boundaries. I'll tell him. And Marcus? Yeah. The second she makes me feel small, we're done. Permanently. Agreed. He pulled her close. She leaned into him, feeling the weight she'd carried for so long. The need to prove, to justify, to earn space in rooms that should have welcomed her, finally lift. She'd stopped trying to fit. She'd built something better. And in the garden of a home they'd chosen, in a city that celebrated her work, beside a man who'd finally learned what loyalty required, Dr. Kendra Laurent stood exactly as she was. Unbothered, undiminished, unmistakably powerful. The life she'd built wasn't revenge against Vivian Laurent's cruelty. It was proof that cruelty had never mattered. Kendra had always been extraordinary. Now the whole world knew it. And that, more than any apology, was justice enough.